And now it brings me to Chito because Connor always made the weight, and now it goes for me. I always made the weight. So with that being said, I'm looking at Chito's talking point of cutting that much weight is cheating me. You're kind of a a pum if you cut that much weight because you want to be bigger, stronger. Because I'm trying to read this in his voice. Because Aljamain Sterling really doesn't hurt nobody, you know. But maybe he makes you carry his weight, takes you down. I'm 155 pounds in or out of camp. I feel like that's a natural 135 pound, and I'm still thinking I cut a shitload of weight because 20 pounds is a lot. That mother effer weighs like 170, 180 when he's eating effing God knows what. Yeah, you can make the weight, but that's why he's been KO'd unconscious because of the amount of weight he cuts. If you touch him, he might go down. I see Patchy Mix commented on this too, saying, Christ's sakes. So, a couple things. I literally ran face first into a knee against Marlon Moraes, and I got face planted. Chito, Dom, Frankie, Giannis, Marab, Umar, Garbrandt, the whole bantamweight division could go do the same exact thing and get hit on the same exact spot from a force of a kick like that, and I guarantee you are sleeping. What are we even talking about? How are you even comparing that to that's why he's been KO'd unconscious? That was a very particular event, sequence of events that led to the KO'd unconscious. So we got to stop right there. It's not the same argument. It's not like we're in an exchange and I get hit and I'm going down. We could see that with the Yan fight. We could see that with the Pedro Munoz fight. I would say Stamen, but Stamen didn't really hit me all that much. Brett Johns hit me, and that was right after the KO from Marlon Moraes. Who else actually landed a good shot? I think Pedro landed a huge uppercut on me. Jan hit me a lot in that first fight. The second fight, he mostly kicked my legs. But the first fight, he hit me a lot to the head. I still kept coming forward. I don't know what we're talking about here, Chito. So let me give you guys the Chito saga. So I met him at the UFC retreat. Maybe it was 2015 or 2016 when the UFC was doing this, and it was at the Red Rock Casino. I hung out with him a couple of times here and there. This is when Tom Duquesnoy was there, still in the UFC. Bam Bam, I think, just got into the UFC. So this is maybe 2016, 2017, something like that. So Bam Bam, Duquesnoy, Chito, Brett Johns. We all took a photo together. Davey Grant, Gian Vellante, Ali Quinta, Kevin Lee. There was so many different people there back then. And I met Chito, super cool dude. We were at the beach, and Vellante's trying to start a fight. He goes, yo, would you fight this guy? I think he said, or you should fight this guy, or he wants to fight you. And I started laughing. I'm like, bro, I don't want to fight this guy. The guy just made his debut. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I didn't say that. So I'm telling him like, bro, I never said that. Vellante just likes to start shit. So he's laughing, I'm laughing. He goes, no, bro, I understand, I don't want to fight you either, but, if we have to fight, it's cool. There's no beef. I just want to feed my family kind of thing. Super chill. I was like, yeah, of course. If our paths ever cross down the line, it is what it is kind of thing. Same thing it did with myself and Brett Johns. We ended up fighting, right? It's one of those things. And we hung out for a couple minutes at the bar or something like that. But for us, it was at the pool and passing. Cool dude, always respectful when I saw him. What's up, Chito? And then someone asked me about Chito and the Sean O'Malley fight. What did I think of the outcome? I thought Chito won the fight. I said O'Malley got kicked in a weird place, and we've seen this happen before. It was kind of a weird fluky thing that happens to people's leg. And I also said, but Chito threw the kick. So you can't take anything away from Chito. It's not Chito's fault that O'Malley's leg did that. That's on O'Malley. You should never move the way you did and you got yourself caught. You should have just checked it the way you should have checked it, or you should have got your leg out of there completely. It's the fight, any place, any day, anytime, anywhere. It happened right there. It happened that place. It happened at that time. Unfortunately, you were the one that got kicked. Unfortunately, you were the one on your back, and you got elbowed to death and hammer fist to death, and you got KO'd and woken up and then KO'd again. he didn't like my response and started calling me, F you, you're an actor, you're a fake champ and all this. And I'm just like, wow, it's crazy how you're like, you could be this guy and then you try to be this guy. So I'm like, which one is it? Is Chito like the tough badass gangster that almost tries to dress like he's like a West Coast gangster versus like the nice guy who's super polite? I'm like, yeah, we're in the same weight class, but I'm like, but which one are you? Like, you're trying to be two different people. I'm like, I really don't give a shit which one you want to be towards me. I just don't know how I'm supposed, like, if I see you in person, then you walk past me and then you put your hand out and you give me like this death stare at the same time. You put your hand out and you shake my hand and you stare into my eyes. I'm like, what do you want to feel my soul? Are you like searching for something? Are you trying to intimidate me? I'm like, I get it, bro. You fight people for a living. You know, that's really cool and super badass. I mean, you're like the only person I know that ever does anything like that. You fight people. You have to be like the toughest dude on this planet, right? Because you fight people and you make mean faces and then you look at them in person and then you shake their hands. Like, I don't know which side of the fence you're on here, buddy. You gotta pick one. We don't gotta be best friends. You don't gotta be a dick. And we can be best friends or you can be a dick. You know what I mean? So it's like, which one do you want? I don't get it. Like, you're confusing me. I'm like, is he showing me signs that he likes me or is he showing me signs that he hates me? I really don't get it. Then you're on Twitter. I answer a question and then he gets all butthurt and he goes, focus on your effing shit. You're always something. You're so pathetic. And I'm going, so I answer a question. I said, nah, I'm not going to fight Chito. I'm going to go up in a weight. And then somehow that triggered him again. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm in his head or he doesn't really like me. I don't know. I really don't care. I'm just giving you guys the information. Like, this is the Chito Aljamain saga. Like, the bantamweight division is getting spicy with like a lot of back and forth hate from people. And I don't hate anybody. At the end of the day, my goal has been to become a champion. Speaking of, I got to sit down and write my new goals for 2023. Thank you guys for reminding me, even though you didn't really remind me. And I accomplished that. I'm sure his goal is the same. But he gives these verbal jabs. Like, I'm like, it's cool. Like, you're trying to get the fight. You want to fight. And when we fight, we're not going to like each other. Like, okay, we're not best friends. We don't train together. I get it, bro. But what I don't like and I find weird is like, in one facet of it, like, you're talking shit on the internet, but then you see me and then you're like trying to be cool. And then you can, now I know he's probably going to see this and someone's going to clip it out and then he's going to go, fuck that guy. I never tried to be cool with him. And I just shake his hand. I'm like, dude, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I'm not trying, I don't know what persona you're trying to portray. I don't get it. I'm just trying to understand. Like, dude, this is the Chito world. I'm just living in it. You know, I'm just partaking. You know, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do. So at the end of the day, again, I just don't get it. So which side of the fence do you want to be on? What person do you want to be when you interact in person? Like, if you want to talk shit to me on Twitter or whatever, and then say to me in person, like, hey, I'm just breaking your balls. Okay, cool. But then you're giving me like the death stare and you're shaking my hand, or extending your hand for a handshake. I shake your hand and then it's like this awkward thing. And then you're talking shit on Twitter and I'm seeing you in person. I'm just like, does this guy want to run up on me and hit me in the back of the head when I'm not looking with a chair or table? Does he want to go Devon Dudley, Stone Cold Steve Austin? Like, I don't know what it is. I have no idea. But that's the Chito saga with Aljamain Sterling. So I hope you guys appreciate the story time. And other than that, I don't really know what else to say about him. I do think eventually we will fight at some point. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but at some point we will match it up, whether it's for a belt or it's not for a belt. So